Today I'm going to show off possibly the most insane watch Omega still makes. Let's get into it! Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. Today it's another show I like to call Buying at BQ. Yes, over the months I've been doing my best to find an absolute banging pre-owned luxury watches you guys should take a look at. BQ have been in the luxury watch game for over 30 years, and with an excellent rated service on Trustpilot, this is why I'm always recommending BQ. Now usually the watches I showcase are around the £5,000 mark. Not today! No, not today. But it has been one of my goals of the channel to get one of these watches in for review. You know I'm not a massive Omega Seamaster fan, not the modern ones anyway, but the watch I'm going to show you today is a complete unabashed tool diver that does not try to look refined, even though Omega have done their very best to try and tart it up. Now, a year or so ago, to mark an anniversary of the Seamaster, Omega brought all their Seamaster references,
about 702,
with a new summer blue dial. And the deeper the Seamaster is capable to go underwater, the deeper and darker that dial colour was. Well, the watch I have for you today is a 1,200 meter diver, so that's a dark blue. The reference first came out in 1970. It was made out of a single piece of metal, monoblock, and is a flipping beast. Used, these watches are going a similar price as new, probably because they're quite hard to get at an AD. The watch here today is around £13,500. Yes, a whole hunk of change, but this is where Omega sees the price of these watches. Anyway, let me show you the watch. Let me tell you what I think. Then you can tell me what you think, and then, crikey, we're gonna have my wife's thoughts on it as well. Ooh. Are you Omega ready? Let's go. So, woof! Here you go, everybody. The Seamaster Ploproff. The most insane watch Omega makes still to this day. There have been a few barren spells where Omega didn't make this reference, but fortunately for everyone that loves a proper tool beast, they decided to bring it back in this summer blue edition. And as you can see, this is not your normal dive watch. However, the construction of it has been made for simple, practical reasons. It's a very hefty beast, using the Omega steel. As I said before, this is a monoblock case, meaning if you want to get at the movement, you're gonna have to take the bezel off and the sapphire glass and get at it through the front, because there's no case back, people. Not only is this an absolutely striking watch, but it is also a fantastic tool to use when you want to hit a shark over the head, if it's starting on you, you know? So many angles, could not be more asymmetrical if it tried, and I personally think it is pretty darn cool. That dial is beautifully sunburst. I love the big chunky bezel. The chamfering on the sides of this case is brilliant. It's not simply done, there are proper different angles to it. We do have a helium escape valve, which is a little bit ironic. This is a monoblock case. I can't see this thing actually needing a helium escape valve, but still, it's just showing off. I'll talk about this pusher at 2 o'clock in a minute, but I love the big signed crown. This is one heck of a statement piece. Quick spec check. So across, it's 55 millimeters. Now, seeing as though your wrist goes, I don't know, 700 millimeters, that's not too much of an issue. From top to bottom, it's only 45 millimeters, which is pretty darn tiny. This huge looking beast could actually fit my wrist. Yeah, we'll see. So yes, with the screw down crown and the fact we don't have a case back at all, this watch can surpass depths of up to 1,200 meters, which is very showy offy, isn't it? The dial is protected by a beautifully flat sapphire glass that is slightly recessed inside this bezel. The bezel has fantastic big chunky coin edge gripping to it. It's a sapphire insert, and that sapphire matches the sapphire ringed around the pusher at 2 o'clock. To operate the bezel is unusual. This is why you have this button. You push this button down and now you can twist the bezel. Lift it up, and the bezel can't be moved any way, shape or form. There is not a single bit of backplay here. It's unidirectional. It's pretty good for a Seamaster, I must admit. It's 60 click, have a listen. It's pushy, it's not clicky, but it is nice. So all that button does on the side of the case is just allow you to twist the bezel. But very practical if you've got diver's gloves on. The strap, well, it feels very nice. It is made from FKM rubber, there's no doubt about it. Very holey, isn't it? Very holey. I mean, I don't think you're supposed to use these with the tang buckle. I think you're supposed to use these ones. But it is very holey, very aerated, isn't it, you know? Looks like a watch ladder.
Could you just click that like button, please? It really helps the channel. Thank you.
Okay, let's look at the face.
Dial time.
And yes, this is extremely beautiful. This very dark sunburst blue depicting the depths that this watch can get to.
Deep.
Still has all the great bits of a Ploproff dial. Probably my favourite dial of an Omega. All three hands are varnished in these different blue colours, but look at the size of that minute hand. The hour hand is pretty much non-existent. We have non-framed lume blocks on the hour markers. It's just a lovely looking dial, isn't it? For a watch this size, the dial face is only 26 millimeters. So tiny for a 55 millimeter watch. That dimension is gonna make this wear all right on my wrist. Maybe not amazing, but all right. So we've got lume on the hands, lume on the hour markers, and lume on the sapphire bezel insert. Out of 10, how much does this puppy glow? Wow, I'm happily surprised with this. Love the blue lume, but particularly love the green lume on the minute marker and the triangle on the insert. I mean, let's be fair, I don't think anyone on this planet is going to be wearing this diving, but if you was to, this is a great shout, isn't it? So powering this absolute beast is an in-house automatic master chronometer coaxial 8912. You're going to get 60 hours of power reserve. It's got a 3.5 hertz sweep to it. It's anti-magnetic up to 15,000 Gauss.
That's a lot of Gauss.
This movement has been approved by METAS, meaning it's going to lose or gain hardly anything every day in whatever movement your wrist is making. The 8912 offers a time zone function, which means you can independently move that hour hand on its own, pull it out to the last position, all three hands stop, you can hack it. It is a little bit fiddly at the start to screw this back in because of the way it's designed. If you don't wear this watch every day, setting it all the time could be a little bit annoying, but as it's unlike anything you will ever own, it's that much of a novelty, I wouldn't be that bored of it.
Hello.
On my 6.5 inch wrist, and you know what, I'm pulling it off. I really thought it would look silly on me, but whereas the biggest dimension of this watch is going from left to right, it only being 45 lug to lug means looking down, it really doesn't look silly. Yes, it's quite a chunky-ish watch, but it's a 1200 meter diver. The strap does feel comfortable, the case feels comfortable. Yes, it's heavy, this watch, I haven't mentioned it yet, but it's over 180 grams, and that's without a bracelet.
Omega steel is hefty.
But I think it really looks cool, you know? So there we go, the Omega Ploproff Summer Blue Edition. What do you think? Well, to be honest, I'm very surprised how well it fits on my wrist. I love quirky function over form watches. You know, the ones that care about the practicalities before the looks. Yes, Omega have really tried to decorate and paint and make it look pretty. But let's face it, it's like putting a bit of lipstick and eyeliner on the Thing from the Fantastic Four. I love the way you twist the bezel. I love the way the crown works. I love the monoblock case. And you've got to give Omega huge credit for still making this reference. Because let's be fair, the average Joe down the street that's looking for a luxury timepiece is not going to go in looking to buy this one. Not when he thinks he's James Bond anyway. Very grateful for BQ for sending this watch in to me. It is on the website right now to buy. It is a beautiful timepiece made superbly by Omega. It's been made to look a little bit too showy for me, but it is absolutely sensational. I'm glad I reviewed it. So here it is, my wife's thoughts on the Omega Seamaster Ploproff. Oh God, this is ugly. Reminds me of a machine carpenters use on a tool bench. What a wedge of cheese that is. And talking of cheese, who's been out at the strap? Looks like a mouse. There's a lot of holes. A horrible watch, and please don't tell me you've bought this. Well, listen, wife, the joke's on you because I didn't buy it, okay? All right. But I'm glad she liked it. Well, she didn't like it at all. She thinks it's probably one of the worst ones she's ever seen, but what does she know, eh? Thanks to BQ for sending this in. This is being shipped straight back to you guys. I know there's going to be someone that's going to snap this up straight away. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you want a bit more of the Mad Watch Collector channel, click there and join. But if I've got you for a few more minutes, why don't you check this one out? Oh, this is superb. This is another Seamaster Ploproff, but a baby one. Did you even think they existed? I didn't until I saw this. You'll love it. Go on, click it. Click it.